Hi friends, I'm Jay Noone. I'm from Henniker, New Hampshire. I'm known locally as a farmer, rancher, modern-day cowboy, mechanic, blacksmith, influencer, inspiration to others, creator of Man Camp, and most importantly, a husband and a father. My family is currently under attack by the New Hampshire Division of Child, Youth, and Families, also known as DCYF. I teach my kids traditional American values that include hard work, farming, raising pigs, chickens, and cows. I have worked diligently for years now, creating an environment for my kids to get their dopamine hits from feeding and caring for farm animals. I also teach a homeschool curriculum I call Man Camp that started with teaching kids blacksmithing, welding, and now includes farming and ranching activities. This is my homestead right here. Here's a couple of my pigs, a couple of our bull calves. I host a Farm Friday event where we invite mostly city-urban families to our homestead to do farm chores, such as feeding and caring for livestock, preparing, sowing, cultivating, and harvesting food from gardens, to encourage kids that do not live on farms to get off big tech and get back to the land, as was part of a normal part of American culture about half a decade ago. I feel it is very vital for the future of America and the world that we heavily invest in our posterity, and it basically requires just your time. When kids are getting their dopamine hits from hard work, such as farming, ranching, gardening, or just doing chores around the house, they develop confidence, self-worth, and valuable skills and work ethic, which are very crucial elements of society that are now missing. Just look around, help wanted signs everywhere. It's about impossible to hire anybody, especially anybody who wants to come to work and has an actual skill. Now that you understand who I am and what my values are, I want to explain the situation. New Hampshire DCYF social worker Melissa Coombs has come against my family. And also, I would like to get a copy of your oath of office. Have you sworn an oath to the New Hampshire and United States Constitution?
So, Jace, my name's Melissa. We're with the division. We do have the right to enter to be able to come to the premises.
You have no right. I don't even believe you know what the law is.
So I just want, with you denying, it's just now we will go to the courts and file.
I don't consent. So you show me on that order where it says I'm compelled to do something.
Well,
Where does it say I have to do something?
You were served yesterday, correct?
Show me where it says I have to do something.
Would you like another
Yeah.
copy?
No, I just want you to point it out to say where I'm compelled. It doesn't say my name anywhere on there. I have to do anything. I have it right in front of me, and I've studied it, and I have the case law on this. Melissa Coombs has lied in her affidavit to the court several times. One example is she uses the term anti-government and the family lives on a compound with lookouts in her affidavit she submitted to the court. That is when I realized how dire the situation was and moved my family to a safe location several hours away, as my wife is terrified that our homestead would be raided by a SWAT team and bearcats and, drones crashing through the windows. My wife, daughter, and son have not been in their home or on their farm for over a week now. This is very difficult for my family, and extremely difficult for my daughter, as she is constantly asking for her dad and is begging my wife to go to work with Dad. Normally, each morning, my daughter puts on her boots and is very excited to go to work with Dad because her chores are feeding chickens, pigs, and cows, and she likes it a lot. My daughter, whose favorite thing to do is work and read with her dad, her favorite books are the ones about chickens, cows, and pigs, and horses. The New Hampshire DCYF has a motion to enter premises from the Hillsborough, New Hampshire District Court. That was quite likely rubber stamped with other DCYF cases. It is signed by Judge Aaron B. McIntyre. This order says a police officer, juvenile parole officer, or child protection service worker shall enter the premises of the children in furtherance of the Department of Health and Human Services investigation and to assess the immediate safety and the well-being of the children. Furthermore, these creeps have an order to interview my 2-year-old daughter alone without the parents present, and to compel the parents to provide information for children's medical provider to sign a release of information. This past Sunday, on April 3rd, in the best interest of justice, I extended an olive branch to reach out to the Henniker Chief of Police and offered to invite the Henniker Chief of Police and one of his sergeants to my home to enter the premises and assess the immediate safety of the kids. Because I have nothing to hide, but I'm not going to allow professional child traffickers on my land or near my kids, I contacted the local chief of police, as I believe the local rural Henniker Police Department are good people and have similar values as I do. DCYF rejected that offer, and they are continuing to come to our property and demanding I let them in the house and interview my kids. They continue to call my home phone and call and text message my wife's cell phone. The Henniker Chief of Police has told DCYF that he believes my kids are not neglected. The reason I am not allowing these child traffickers into my life is, first off, they don't have jurisdiction. Second, they don't have probable cause. And they have a horrible track record of destroying families. Just take a few minutes to internet search New Hampshire DCYF settlements, and you will see article after article where the state of New Hampshire has settled millions of dollars worth of lawsuits due to DCYF literally taking kids from families and giving these kids to child molesters and murderers. 2 cases, the child molesters were known child molesters. The current presidential administration, the courts, the legislature, legacy media, big tech, the public schools, and academia have been infiltrated by radical leftist cult members for decades. They have been engaged in multi-generational cultural warfare against long-standing American values. The radical leftists don't have kids, but they want ours. If you send your kids to public school and let them use internet devices, then the radical leftists have your kids. The solution: moms and dads need to get back to work being responsible for their own, and not just pawning that responsibility on the government school system, and not using big tech internet devices as babysitters and pacifiers. Get your kids out of the public schools, remove big tech from their lives, and get your kids back on the land and allow them to heal. A quote from Rudolf Steiner: "Our highest endeavor must be to develop free human beings who are able of themselves to impart purpose and direction to their lives. They need for imagination, a sense of truth, and a feeling of responsibility. These 3 forces are the very nerve of education. I need your help to defend my family from this intrusion into my life. I have a friend right down the road. His name is J.R. Hole. You can internet search him. It was 90 days it took him to fight this battle and $50,000 in lawyer fees, and he won. It is a very important, crucial time for us here on this homestead and this farm to get our pastures fenced off, to get our ground worked so we can sow our seeds. And as we know, and to anyone who's paying attention, we are coming up on a major food crisis world round very soon. You can help me in many different ways: by sharing this video with everyone you know, by calling the director of New Hampshire DCYF, Joe Risbaum, at 603-271-9389. Quite likely an answering machine will pick up. And demanding the resignation of Melissa Coombs. You can donate to our Give, Send, Go campaign at givesendgo.com/G33YC. There is a picture there of me, my wife, and my kids, and it says "Help the Noones" on the top of the page. And use the link below or the QR codes that are added to this video to donate cryptocurrency. We are in some crazy times right now where peaceful protesters on January 6th, the MAGA Mimas, are being prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and all throughout the summer of 2020, Black Lives Matters protesters burnt cities, murdered people, caused hundreds of billions of dollars worth of damage, and they were just let go. And people like Kamala Harris ran campaigns to raise money to get these guys out of jail. The radical left has been able to get away with torching buildings, burning cities, destroying lives, and literally murder for too long. Thank you for your time. And now raise your families, hug and kiss your children, plant those gardens, raise some farm animals with your kids. This is how we're going to save the world. Thank you.